all the way up in a big triangle. Oops. And then the other side. What the? Oh, it's okay. I wanted this to be thicker anyway. Big triangle, thicker in the middle. Alright, let me just thicken this. How much time do I have? About 20 minutes, 15 minutes. I mean, how do you get a large group of selfish individuals to make decisions that benefit the entire group? I don't actually know how the rest of this works. I mean, it's clearly too thin, but where would I thicken it? I want to change my mind. Let's make it 3 blocks thick and thicken the middle. And you know, for a while, free market economics, as conceived of by Adam Smith, seems to have solved this problem, the invisible hand, supply and demand. The idea that if left to its own devices, supply and demand would encourage people to adjust their production and consumption to reach some sort of economic optimum. And you know, well, there it is. That's how you get a whole lot of selfish people to make decisions towards the common good. right? Like the people said, you know, simply people being selfish would actually lead to collectively the common good. I mean, that's a bit optimistic, to be honest, because there are a lot of ways markets can fail, but I'm not going to go into detail about those right now. Market failures. All right, that's the triangle. Basically, market failures are situations where short-term or individual profit leads to long-term or overall losses, which happens a lot, right? Big one is pollution. If you dump a whole lot of pollution into the environment without anybody noticing that you did it, or without, you know, any mechanisms for making you pay for it, then you have saved money by getting rid of rubbish, but you have inflicted environmental costs on everybody that now has to put up with the rubbish. Just realize the two sides aren't exactly the same. So it's an action that benefits you as an individual, but it harms a whole lot of other people to a greater extent than your benefit. And there are some people who argue that, you know, in fact the entirety of capitalism is stuff like this. Is the minority profiting off the costs of everyone else. And there is some merit to that argument. Certainly, the way our capitalist economies and laws are designed as they are now in the liberal democracies of the West, it allows for exploitation of this sort. So there's not much stopping it from happening. So even if you say that, well, not all capitalism is exploitation, certainly our societies are designed to allow some forms of exploitation. And I mean, I participate in it. I personally participate in it. I just realized I built this in the wrong place. Crap, I meant to put this one block that way. Alright, that's what you get for not paying attention, talking about economics. I participate in it to the extent that I hold investments where I get a share of other people's profits despite me not participating in any of the work involved in generating those profits. And I can do that because I have ownership of their shares, in their company. Ownership of like a fictional economic construct, right? Like a company is an economic fiction what is a company? Like, can you hold it? Right? Can you break it? Like, what is it? No, it's a legal entity. Is a company. So the laws are designed to allow me to own this fictional thing, which has no physical, like no solid physical substance. It's a company. It's a legal company, which then obligates the people working in that company to give me a small share of the fruits of their labor. Why is that allowed? What have I done? What I've done is I've bought some of their shares. Presumably, me buying their shares injects capital into their company, and they can use that capital to grow their business. In theory. And in theory, if they fail and the company folds, I lose my money. Again, in theory. Right, so I do take a risk. I risk losing my investment if the company completely fails. But you know, there are also a lot of other mechanisms that protect my investment. So I don't really take as much risk as I would appear to in theory. And there it is, I participate in exploitation. I get the fruit of other people's labor. And the laws allow this, our society allows this. Completely legal. 2 1 2 3 4 5 6, and in fact a lot of people participate in it. I'm definitely not the only person. It is encouraged even. 1 2 3 4 5 6. I just realized I want to put it one block over. Is that right? Wait a minute. That's not the middle. Oh, that's not the middle. I see. Okay, let's change this. 1 2 3. 1 2 3. Alright, let's reconsider this. Between the two piers does not necessarily mean in the middle of the bridge. Right. Because the two piers aren't exactly in the middle. Where are we? 1 2 3, 1 2 3. More like that. 1 2 3 4 5 6. 1 2 3 4 5 6. 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4 5 6. 1 2 3 4 5 6. 1 2 3 4 5. Yeah, it's slightly different at the ends. Not that it really matters. there, and then a little bit extra there. Same thing other side. And then iron bars. These are very thin bars. Is that really gonna hold up the bridge? No, right? There's no way that's gonna hold up the whole bridge. I would want at least twice as many wires. I guess I don't have 6. Let's change my mind. Alright, change my mind. Well, maybe I can still make this work. Oops, not that one. No, that's ugly. Every second one? Yeah, maybe every second one. One, two. What time is it? Oh, time's up. I want to finish this bridge, but it's gonna take too long, so I'm gonna leave it until next week to finish. Just because the iron bars are gonna be real finicky. Because the wires are so thin, every other block is going to be wires. So it's going to be a lot of wires, like a harp, I guess. Oops. all the way down, and it's gonna be pretty solid as a bridge. Alright, I'm gonna end the stream here. Tomorrow, not tomorrow, next week, I will come back and finish. Oh, I didn't put this back. Next week I will come and finish this bridge, finish this branch, and then probably start working on loop 4 around the lake. Did I do the underside of this? Or did I leave that as well? No, I did the underside. Alright, see you next week.